I think that there is a business model approach war going on between the Zillows of the world, the Zillow Flex slash, and look, I have Agent Pronto that has a similar model, so I'm not dissing on it, but I believe people always thought that Zillow was here to rid the world of agents. It was going to replace the agent. And I don't think that's true. I do think that Zillow will get rid of team leaders. That's what, in my mind, Zillow's model ultimately does. And I've seen this with many clients usually, which is Zillow is like eating cake, right? It's a little bit easier to close a deal. Your agents are a little bit happier with that. Yes, everyone makes less money because Zillow is taking a big chunk, but in the short term, it sort of works. Now, I have a deck that I won't put up because I'm trying not to derail this conversation. But when you really look at your math, and this has happened to many team leaders I know, you grow into bankruptcy, right? Like you get more deals, you're filling in the pipeline of at the beginning, everyone does it because says, well, it's one extra deal. If not, I wouldn't have it. So even if my margin is super low, I'll do it. What they don't realize is that those deals replace other deals because your time, the agent's time is finite, right? And so sooner or later, they start replacing a lot with those deals. In the end, the teams are not making money. And more importantly, the agent is only making a 30% of the transaction because first Zillow takes 40, then the team leader takes, which what makes is a year later, it's so easy for those agents to drop out, right, of the team. Because before, you're giving them CINC leads, you're putting an ISA, you're paying up front. The agent 5 years in might have the courage to go and get their own CINC platform, but that's a big investment, a lot of risk. But if you've trained them into Zillow Flex, right, then it's just, oh, I can just drop in to either Zillow, Ojo, any of those options. I don't need to put money up front. I don't need. So that's why I call it the team killer model, right? And so for me, when I think of CINC, I don't really think so much anymore as our cost per lead. As I see it as our job is to get you closings, right? So CINC in the last 2 years especially has been very focused on client conversion to closings, trying to measure it, trying to follow it, and trying to make it so. That's why we give you the online conversion days, the CINQ, the personal coaching, even though we don't call it that if you need it. We are trying to get as more hands-on as we can through AI, through all of these things, to make sure that we are getting you closings where you're not having to pay a 40% at the end, right?